Welcome back for more wellness facts. My name is Amaya Shiva. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner, wellness warrior, and the founder of Siddha Labs. So today I want to talk to you about climate and how the climate you live in impacts your health, why it's important to understand the gunas in your climate, and some practical tips you can take with you so you can make the necessary adjustments to optimize your health and well-being no matter where you are or where you're traveling. So in Ayurveda, the concept of climate is called as desha, right? So basically, what is the place like that you live? And it's really important to understand this because as without, so within, right? Whatever is happening in your external environment is going to be reflected internally, right? It's like when it's really hot out, we get really thirsty because we get hot and dry inside, right? Similarly, when it's really cold outside and damp, like we want to be by a hot, dry fire to balance that out. So understanding your own constitution, and especially in regards to where you live, is so critical for managing your health effectively, right? Like I was just in New Mexico for 2 weeks and oh my God, my eyeballs hurt because it is so dry there. And I have no idea how I managed to live there for years off and on for school. Like that's actually where I studied Ayurveda. But really it blows my mind. Like, how did I do that? It's so painful for my constitution type to be in a place like that because I'm already dry. Like I'm already airy. I'm already kind of hot tempered. Like I don't need all these exacerbating factors rolled into one, which is what you find in a hot, dry desert climate. So I was really reminded of how hard it is to live in a place that exacerbates your underlying constitution type, right? What I mean by that is imbalancing in the way you are already out of balance. So what can we do, right? Like if you just moved somewhere, if you're traveling somewhere, how can you understand your climate and make the necessary adjustments so that you feel good? So let's talk about the dry place, right? Because that's where I just was. That triggered me. My eyeballs hurt. Like even taking a walk, my throat got so sore that I convinced myself for like half a day that I had COVID. I was like, damn it, I got the Rona. My throat hurts. But really, it was just so dry that all my mucous membranes were like. So what do you do to counter situations like that? Well, in Ayurveda and many other areas of life, wisdom science, we use opposites. So much like if water is too hot, you add a little bit of cold water to make it warm. You can mitigate a dry climate through oil and a whole heck of a lot of it. And I mean a lot. Like when I lived there and while I was back there, I did oil massage every single day. And in fact, the only way I could sleep, because even like my nasal passages were just roasted, was by putting a little bit of ghee into my nose at night. This is called pratimarshana, right? So it's a nice way to protect those delicate passages. And oiling your whole body has a tremendous number of benefits, including keeping your skin young, youthful, and glowing. And like, who doesn't want that? So that's one example. And of course, your food is going to have to be adjusted as well. So I have a question for you. If you are in a hot, dry climate, what kind of foods do you think will be balancing? Now, if you thought to yourself, maybe cooling moist foods then you were right. And if you didn't think of that, that's no big deal. That's why you're here, to learn a new way and paradigm of thinking. So you would use, like I said, moist foods, cooling foods, not so much spicy and dry, like probably corn chips and salsa, not the best thing in this climate, right? I know, it's a bummer. And it also happens to be what people love in those places. It's like all about red and green chili. And if you've spent any time in New Mexico, you know what it means when I say Christmas on the side. Similarly, we can use that same principle in the opposite type of climate, right? So if it's really wet, really rainy, and you feel kind of soggy all the time, this is the place and time that you want to start using those drying foods, right? Those things that really let your body absorb some moisture with that food so that you're not just like a soggy, wet napkin. So if you did just move somewhere, if you would like to learn more about how to adjust for your new climate, reach out. We can set something up. I am taking new clients to work with, and I would be happy to support you. And as always, let me know if you have any questions and if this is landing for you, right? Because the one big takeaway is that you have to change your diet and lifestyle to match your climate, to match your activity level, and to match your age, right? Like, these are the adjustments. Wellness is not a sprint. It is a marathon, and you will sometimes be running uphill, other times downhill. But the truth is the terrain will always change, and so should what you do. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you soon.